Virgos, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be a general reading for you. Any information that you may be looking for to possibly book a personal reading with me or to follow me on my other social medias, I will have linked in the description box. And I'll try to include it in the comment section as well. But let's see what's going on. So first card that flipped out immediately was the Seven of Swords in reverse. So Virgos, you could be catching someone up in a lie or catching them up in like some misinformation they may have been spreading. This could also talk about you just holding yourself accountable and no longer avoiding certain responsibilities, certain things that you want to get done. Seven of Swords reverse is like, okay, I can't keep putting this off. I can't keep ignoring that this is happening or that this person is treating me this way. I can't ignore the treatment of, the people at my job. So something here is no longer tolerable. Yeah, this could be really poor communication between you and the person you may have children with, or you and the person that you're in a relationship with. This could be someone jumping to conclusions to where you guys are constantly arguing and going at it. This could even be self-sabotage, where on a personal level, you're tired of knowing what you want to accomplish and where you're trying to go, but your actions and your words are not necessarily aligning. And it's this frustration of, why can't I get this done? Like almost shaming yourself a little bit because of this. Now, I do see someone who may have played a very twisted game of resentment and tit for tat, now trying to reach out to you, now trying to move past it because the game has gotten to be too much for them. You will have to choose whether or not to give this person the space to or not. For others of you, you're in a space to where, like I said, you no longer will be allowing this to happen, and you're in the space of just moving on and finding peace with that. Now, some of you have been also wanting to relocate or move to a different part of the world. You could be getting out of this anxiety or this questioning about it and just saying, you know what, F it, I'm going to make this move. So there could be preparation moves being made in order for you to relocate or for you to move to a different part of the world. Virgos. Yeah, it also does talk about stress management. A lot of you are trying to work on new projects creatively or work on new things just in general. But because you're stressed the hell out due to, personal stuff that's going on, a current connection, feeling like everything's on your plate, it could feel like you're spinning wheels for a little bit. And that there's no silver lining. But what you're not seeing is there's a new approach that needs to happen. It's not that you're in a space to where you're experiencing bad luck or things are just going bad for you. It's just you're not really realizing how there's a need for you to have a new approach to your career and your relationships, where there's clearer boundaries. And you're not mincing words. You're not mixing up what you think and you feel for the sake of anyone. What's going on with my Virgos at the moment? Yeah, you could also be looking at someone's inconsistencies. This could be someone who you work with, someone you want to work with. They could constantly talk about how they want to do business, but in you trying to be patient with them, it just feels like things are dragging out. For others of you, you could have certain friendships where you're wondering like where they feel or where their, emotional space is lying at, especially if their friendship doesn't really seem as consistent. It's interesting. I'm even seeing that some of you guys could be interested in someone who works at your job or who you work with. And it's really making it hard for you to do any work, like to get anything done. You could constantly be waiting on this person to interact with you or to say something to you. And it's just nerve-wracking. What's the energy around career and finances for my Virgos? Yeah, you could be realizing that you're in control of what happens at this point in your career, especially when it comes to an entrepreneurial business or entrepreneurial ventures. You're going to have to step up and make certain sacrifices and be really structured in your planning and the way you're maneuvering. Especially when it comes to being patient. But yeah, you're realizing that things need to get handled with a level of quickness, and the sitting back, waiting on change to happen is unrealistic. Some of you could also be rethinking whether or not you're going to stay at a job because of the boss that works there. You could be at your breaking point when it comes to patience levels and feeling like you constantly need a break, or constantly like you want to quit because of the higher ups. When it comes to love specifically, there could be this emotional connection you still feel with the person you have kids with. I'm also seeing a potential friends with benefits situation, or someone who you have some sort of long-term history with. This friends with benefits situation or person that you potentially may be in a relationship with at some point could be very healing for you, but also disappointing in the sense that it just feels like an attachment where there is no like boundaries or anything like that. For others of you, you could be in a friends with benefits situation because you've never healed from your past, and this just felt like the safest thing for you to do, not knowing that this is another way of gaining trauma. But the general advice for you, it's important that you're taking the time out, Virgos, to pause and think before doing, especially when it comes to any like family matters that's being brought to your attention, or family matters as a whole. Think before you do. And it's not too late for you to make more money and for you to get more secure in your career so that you and your family can eat, so that you can get grounded as a whole. But it's important that you're abandoning or stepping away from situations where over time it's just taking away from your personal self-worth, your personal finances, your personal well-being. Okay, Virgos, what is the messages for them? So I have healing. So it's important that you give yourself a shot at healing trauma, relationship trauma, childhood trauma, but also trying tactics that actually show and prove that you're healing. Like a lot of people talk about healing, but they didn't actually do the healing work, because if you still have trust issues, if you still have a hard time like integrating or understanding like the basis of what a healthy relationship looks like, then you just kind of put a band-aid over it and just took yourself out of society or took yourself out of the dating pool for some time, but not truly healing. And when it comes to your physical health as well, if you've been suffering with any physical health issues, it's important that you're not rushing yourself back into doing like the day-to-day stuff, or just taking bad care of yourself while trying to rush yourself through some sort of sickness or healing journey. And last card I have is unlimited potential. So it's recognizing your potential and that it's not limited. If you have this perception that you're limited to a certain type of relationship you could have and type of job you could have, then you won't see the potential out there for you. You won't even try to look for it. So try to intentionally look for opportunity in spaces where you don't usually look, or your mind doesn't usually go to the most positive place. But this is what I see. Thank you so much, Virgos, for watching my video. If you did enjoy, thumbs the video up, subscribe so you never miss a beat, so I can show up in your algorithm and whatnot. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, Virgos.